All right, and we back on the forecast. So, if our people needed any more reason for us to put aside whatever differences we have and build a nation and start protecting ourselves, there was another young brother by the name of Damon Grimes who was killed by Michigan police. Now, even though this kid was just 15 years old and he was getting good grades in school, let's see what happened to this young brother.
Police troopers suspended tonight and under investigation over a weekend chase that killed a teenager on an ATV. 7 Action News reporter Brianne Palmerini standing by live on Detroit's east side where that boy crashed. Brianne?
Stephen, I'm standing here off Rossini just before Gratiot. This is where 15-year-old Damon Graves crashed his ATV into the back of a pickup truck and died. And tonight there are a lot of questions still surrounding this crash. 15-year-old Damon Grimes' family is trying to make sense out of this. His sister said he's never been in trouble with the law. He was a 4.0 student. She thinks the officer went too far.
Knowing that they did too much, I don't understand. Why did y'all have to tase him? He's only 15.
It was Saturday evening when a Michigan State trooper tried to stop Grimes on his ATV for reckless driving. But Grimes didn't stop and the trooper chased him and used his taser at some point. Grimes slammed into the back of a pickup truck and died. Now Detroit police are conducting an independent investigation.
In no way should this be an implication of criminality, but in any incident, whether it's a Detroit police officer, and in this case a Michigan State police officer, our actions are scrutinized.
DPD has a very restrictive policy when it comes to pursuits.
I know it's been reported out of the 9th precinct from our officers where these young people will at times taunt the police. They're doing what's called wheelies in front of police vehicles, encircling police cars. That's very dangerous. But again, what it amounts to is a misdemeanor at best. Our officers know that we're not to pursue.
I need justice for my little brother. He was a good kid. He didn't deserve it. He had his whole life planned.
Now, this young brother was riding an ATV and the police tased him from out of the car while they were driving, making him crash into the car and hit his head, and it killed him. Now, we hear all the time, if you don't break the rules, if you just comply, they won't kill you. But where does it say riding an ATV is punishable by death? Where does it say committing a traffic infraction or a traffic violation is punishable by death? Where does it say exercising your Second Amendment rights to bear arms is punishable by death? Where does it say the police get to be judge, jury, and executioner? Now, when you look at the media and how they talk about this young kid and his death, even this black police chief says, well, you know, the police are sometimes taunted by these kids. They ride around them in circles, even though that has nothing to do with this case. They didn't say he did that to this police officer or anything. But they find a way to make a criminal out of him, even though he had nothing to do with what anybody else did. They try to find a way to say this kid deserved it. But you look at the coverage on like the guy who committed that shooting in Las Vegas. This dude committed an act of terrorism, yet they try to paint him in a better light than black men and black people who were actually murdered by the police who didn't kill anybody, and paint them better than, in some cases, black men who didn't commit any crimes. But if you just go by what you see on the news, you would think Philando Castillo is a bigger criminal than this dude who committed terrorism. Or you look at this kid, Damon Grimes, who was 15 years old, never killed anybody, as a bigger criminal than somebody like George Zimmerman. If you just go by the media, black men who have been killed by cops who have longer police records than the people who they kill, you would think those victims of the crime were the biggest criminals, as opposed to the person who killed them. And while they talk about whatever dirt they can possibly find on the victim, they overlook the fact that these police officers have been accused of the same things over and over and over. These same cops who are killing people have been in trouble for using excessive force on people in the past. They so busy trying to make this kid, Damon Grimes, look like a criminal. They overlooked the fact that the cop was not even supposed to be pursuing him in the first place. They overlooked the fact that him shooting a taser out of the car is against protocol.
They are very close to finishing their investigation into what happened, leading up to the tasing of a Detroit teenager riding an ATV.
And there is fallout. We have learned one trooper resigned and 2 more members of the Michigan State Police are suspended.
7 Action News reporter Kim Russell live in Detroit with the latest. And Kim, what have you learned about this?
I spoke to both Michigan State Police and Detroit Police. They both say that they have open and active investigations into what happened. I also just got off the phone with attorney Jeffrey Feiger, who's representing the family of this teen who was killed after he was tased by troopers. And he says that Michigan State Police destroyed evidence and he wants answers. This is 15-year-old Damon Grimes on an ATV his dad bought and let him ride. Michigan State Police saw him riding at Rosini Drive and Gratiot in Detroit. Riding an ATV on a residential street, though, is illegal. Michigan State Police say they tried for a short time to stop him, but he didn't stop. So the trooper pulled out a taser and shot him. Grimes crashed into a truck, hit his head, and died.
I need justice for my little brother. He was a good kid. He didn't deserve it. He had his whole life planned.
His sister spoke out to 7 Action News after it happened. She said he was an honor student, never got in trouble, and there must have been some misunderstanding.
Totally inappropriate. You cannot, in what's been described, you just can't deploy a taser in that instance. That's not appropriate use of the taser.
Detroit Police Chief James Craig said his officers are trained not to fire a taser at a driver, especially if it is an unarmed teen, allegedly committing a misdemeanor traffic violation. Detroit Police have their own investigation. Michigan State Police also have their own investigation, and that has led to fallout.
It's amazing what comes to pass when everybody comes together against injustice.
Michigan State Police today said that Trooper Mark Bessner, the trooper who shot the taser, resigned just over a week ago. The investigation has also led to the suspension of 2 more members of the Michigan State Police. The attorney representing the family in a lawsuit against police, Jeffrey Feiger, wants the public to know why. He says sources tell him key evidence has been destroyed. So what evidence was destroyed? Attorney Jeffrey Feiger says the taser wires, which he says are a murder weapon in this case, were destroyed and never should have been. I asked Michigan State Police about this. A spokesperson for Michigan State Police told me that this is still an active investigation. Everything's going to be turned over to the prosecutor's office for review. They're not going to comment on what the prosecutor's office will be looking at, but they also said that Attorney Feiger is not part of this investigation, so how would he know?
Despite whatever crimes the cop commit, despite video evidence, despite DNA evidence, we're supposed to look past all of their shortcomings. We're supposed to look past all of their wrongdoings and then take their word over what we see and hear in the evidence that we have. And despite every investigation on these police departments finding racism, finding corruption, but they never seem to find any evidence for racism and discrimination or any wrongdoing in any particular case. But just as a whole, yeah, it's corrupt. But in each individual case, no, it's not corrupt. And yeah, they know the cops did things wrong and didn't follow procedure, but they were justified in killing this person. It doesn't matter if it's a child. It doesn't matter if it's a senior citizen. They will not admit what they did wrong. And if we're waiting on them to admit they are wrong and to change their ways and to make things fair for everybody, give everybody equal opportunity, and to redefine what America means, because they say America was built on liberty and justice for all. But at no point from 1776 to right now has there been liberty and justice for all. And even though Donald Trump shed a light on how a lot of people in America truly feel, we still don't understand how deep it really is. We are begging and pleading and asking a group of people that even the most quote-unquote progressive people or so-called liberal people that still idolize evil racist people like George Washington and Thomas Jefferson and put people like Andrew Jackson on money They still call people like this the forefathers of this country. They still honor those people even though they're nothing but criminal thugs. They still celebrate Columbus Day and teach Columbus discovered America, when all he really did was go around raping and killing people who was already on the land before he got there. And he never even got to America. These people are still okay with the education system of America, especially in black communities. They are still okay with schools being shut down and prisons being open. Some of those people may be against Trump. They may even be for the NFL players taking a knee. They may even speak out when one of our brothers is murdered. But we are the only ones that can change white people being in control of our economic situation, in control of us getting jobs. We are the only ones that's going to change white people being in control of black education and what our black children learn in school and in charge of the curriculum in school. And at the end of the day, we are the only ones that can defend ourselves. We have to protect ourselves. And if the police being able to tase 15-year-old kids out of a window because he's riding on an ATV, regardless of his nationality, regardless of his beliefs, regardless of how he feels, whether he supports the police or if he doesn't, regardless of what he thinks about Donald Trump, regardless of what he thinks about Obama, regardless of what he thinks about what happened to Trayvon Martin, it did not matter. So if them killing our brothers isn't enough, if them killing our sisters isn't enough, them killing our damn children should be enough. Them controlling our children's minds should be enough. Them controlling our economics should be enough. The way they treat us in the justice system should be enough. But at the end of the day, talking about it won't change anything. Doing something about it will.
Chill, bro.
Fuck down.
What the fuck is wrong with you, man?
I was going to the store.
Don't you ever fucking put your hands on me. You
These niggas some hoes, bro.
Don't you ever put your fucking hands on me.
I was going to the store.
I don't give a fuck where the fuck you was going.
Hoes, bro. Chill, bro. Don't say nothing, bro. Don't say nothing, bro. Don't say nothing, bro.
Back up, man.
Don't say nothing, bro.
You put your hands on me ever again like
You put your hands on me.
Let me let you know.
You just put your hands on me. You just put your hands on me, bro, so it's cool for you to put your hands on me?
I put my hands on you.
You didn't? Man, watch out, bro. Watch out, man. Watch out, bro. Why you walking on me?
What you want
I'm not
do,
doing
man?
shit to you, bro.
I'm about to make you, dog.
For what?
You better back your ass
What
up.
am I doing? How far you want me to
back
back up? How far you want me to back up, bro? The fuck is you doing?
Y'all touch me. Bro, how about y'all say it?
Motherfucker, let me tell you something. If you walk up on me like that again, I'm gonna
After he put his hands on me, he could put his hands on me, but
Why you still walking away?
Knock me out then.
Okay,
Knock me out.
Mike, chill, bro.
How much y'all cigarette?
Chill, bro.
705.
Cause these niggas some hoes, as always.
705.
We need you to get
Fuck you. 705.
I ain't need your face, bro. I'm saying about my vehicle, bro. You jumped out of your vehicle all the way over there. I'm posted. Y'all niggas some hoes, man.
Give me a camera.
Relax, man.
Give me a
Relax,
camera.
it's not worth that, bro.
No, you done just maced this nigga, bro. Look at this shit. Look at this shit.
You ever fucking put your hands on me again?
I'm gonna need you to back up, all right? Just back up. Bro, why is you pushing me, man? Back up. Okay, you don't have to touch me, bro. The fuck is wrong with y'all hoe ass niggas, man? Look at him, putting his knees on him and everything.
Get the fuck out of here.
You need to get out. Why?
Put your fucking hands.
This is a public store, bro. I can't come in.
You can't come in.
Niggas hoes, bro. Mike, stop fighting, bro. Stop fighting, Mike. Bro, you can recording this shit, bro?
Better keep your ass down.
You recording this shit, bro?
All this shit is recording, big time. Who gives a fuck about that bitch ass camera? I'm gonna need you to back up.
What back? I'm not in your view, bro. You can handle your business. I'm not doing shit, bro. Mike, bro. Mike, just chill, bro. Mike, Mike, just chill, bro. Just chill, Mike. All the same. Same jump. What I do?
All right, in other news, Michigan State Police have announced that they will no longer patrol the area where a 15-year-old on an ATV died after a crash. The teen crashed and died as a result of his injuries after being tased. 7 Action News reporter Brian Abel is live in Detroit with more on this new development. Brian?
Yeah, good morning, Malcolm. The news that MSP will no longer patrol the 9th Precinct. It comes at a time where there's more and more protests demanding answers as well as accountability for the death of 15-year-old Damon Grimes. Now, Michigan State Police, they say the decision was made just a week after the deadly crash that's now under investigation. Grimes, he was on an ATV last month when MSP troopers demanded he stop because of reckless driving. He didn't, according to police, and at one point Grimes was tased. He lost control of that ATV, that four-wheeler, and slammed into the back of a truck near Gratiot and Rossini. Now, MSP has patrolled the 9th Precinct since 2012, part of Michigan's Secure Cities Partnership Initiative. The decision to stop patrolling is an attempt to not stoke animosity, according to State Police Lieutenant Mike Shaw. Animosity that has clearly grown in the wake of Grimes' death. The latest protest just yesterday in Oak Park. Take a listen.
And they're not arresting them little 15, 16, 14-year-old white little kids in the suburban area, but you come in Detroit and you try to shoot down and kill little innocent black boys and black girls who did not have a weapon and who don't have no record.
So clearly very heated protest there last night. Now the officer that is involved, the one that deployed the taser, he's been suspended. He's also facing a $50 million lawsuit. And it's also important to note that the Detroit Police Department, they are also investigating this crash independently from Michigan State Police's own internal investigation.
You see we got the police out here in the news. How you doing, sir?
All right, how's it going?
You from the news? What station you from?
Channel 4.
Channel 4. You don't want to be on camera, but you got a camera. That's weird.
Exactly right.
Oh, we can't have that. We got to get some information on you.
Who, the cameraman?
He don't want to be on camera, but he got a camera.
Get his ass on camera.
Sir, why you don't want to answer no questions?
And so we're there to show support for the family. It's about the mom.
This is the strangest thing I ever seen in my life. This guy walking around with a big camera on his shoulder if you don't want to be on camera. But you want to put us on camera, though.
You gotta understand, we got our own news.
Yeah, we live.
This our
this
camera.
Is technology.
It's our
2017.
It's our
I want to document everybody that took up an interest in this situation, including these individuals. They showed up, obviously.
Okay.
So I want to talk to you. How you doing?
I'm crazy. How are you?
What's your name?
My name's Mara. What's yours?
Mara? My name is Demetrius. This is Mara. So, what news station are you from, Mara? Channel 4, y'all see we got Channel 4 out here. So now we got the Detroit Free. You work for the Free Press too?
yes.
So I want some information on the Detroit Free Press. How does this normally work? Y'all hear about the incident happening in the community. What y'all do? Get a phone call or something from the police, or how do y'all know to show up? And what are you looking to document when you get here? First of all, what's your name, sir?
Bill.
Bill,
yes.
From Detroit Free Press.
Roman
from Detroit Free Press.
Yes.
Okay, we got Bill and Roman from the Detroit Free Press here. They're going to give us some information on what the media is. Because the black community, we don't understand the media. We don't know what you're really here to do. We see cameras. So what are you here to do?
Well, let me show you what the Free Press has done already today about this story.
You published a story on it already?
Not me, but another reporter.
Okay.
Trooper who tasered teen before fatal ATV crash sued twice for excessive force. In other words, she's looked into his background already, and he's had some other problems. And that's what the Free Press is reporting right online today, right now.
So the individual who is involved in this incident already had prior incidents of excessive force.
And with tasers.
Did any of them result in the death?
I don't believe so.
Did he receive any type of reprimand for his conduct?
That I don't know. I'm just, all I know is what I'm reading here on the Free Press website.
So from my understanding, this is a state police officer. It's not a city police officer.
That's correct. That's the way we understand it.
So were you able to get any information on what he was even doing patrolling this area in the first place?
We don't know. We were out doing another story and they asked us to come by so I haven't been working on the story. I'm not an expert on the story. I mean, the cop is also the guy who tased the young man. He's a lawyer. He's got a master's degree. He was a cop in Canton before he was a state cop.
Okay.
So that's all that's basically it. But there's a lot of information on the Free Press website about these other cases. Freep.com, FREEP.com.
Okay.
So
and so the
together,
the other two incidents that you naming, where this individual was accused
right,
allegedly of excessive force, at least two different incidents.
Yes.
Is it while he was a state police or when he was a Canton police?
State police.
So
he joined the state police in 2012.
So do we have any information as to what caused him to get those two incidents?
Well, we have.
What
yes,
happened?
Yes. All right. Here's one. September 2015.
Okay.
A case was filed against him and 3 other state troopers in Wayne County Circuit Court. According to the complaint,
it happened in Detroit, then.
According to the complaint, September 17th, 2014, Bessner, that's the guy's name.
Bessner, what's his full name?
I'll get you that in a second.
Okay, we'll get that in a second.
Bessner,
State Trooper Bessner.
And another trooper attempted to pull over the plaintiff. The plaintiff's name is Michael Criddle. Criddle, after running his plates and seeing they did not match his car. When Criddle, then 56, did not slow down, 2 other troopers joined in the high-speed chase. According to the complaint, when the troopers were able to stop Criddle, they broke his passenger window, tased him in the vehicle, pulled him out the window, placed him in handcuffs while he was on the ground, and then continued to tase him, quote, with the specific intent of inflicting pain. Now that's in the complaint.
Quote, did he say that?
No. That's what the guy's lawyer said. That's an allegation. That's not a fact.
Well, we're taking it as a fact right now.
All right. When you get to do whatever you want. When asked at a preliminary examination who administered the taser, Bessner said, "I did."
So this is the preliminary examination for the lawsuit. The defendant.
For the lawsuit,
for the
back
lawsuit.
a couple years ago, right?
Okay.
Okay. Let's see. What's the other case here?
So what resulted? Do you know?
Out of court settlement. So the state police
we settled out of court at least once.
Yeah.
For tasing people. Already, the guy got a history of excessive force. What's his name?
Wait, I'm sorry. That case.
Bessner.
That case. Let me correct that. That case was dismissed, and let's see. It was settled out of court. It was
so he didn't get criminal charges.
No, he wasn't charged criminally.
So you can't pursue him again. It's double jeopardy. I see what they doing. So we get punished civilly, but not criminally. So was this a personal lawsuit, or did they sue the state of Michigan? Who paid?
I'm going to have to read further into this to get all those information.
Okay, so we're getting all the information to y'all live right here on the scene. 2013.
Federal court in Detroit.
Federal court.
Two pretty close to each other.
13 and 14. So this is federal.
5 years.
There's
3 incidents in 5 years. First 2 happened.
And now you got another one.
First couple years.
First couple years, okay.
All right, Sean, also we've seen NFL players express their beliefs by kneeling for the national anthem, but when a local student took a similar stand, he says his teacher crossed a line.
It tops our news here at 6. A teacher put on leave and under investigation for allegedly getting physical with a student who refused to stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Student in question is a 6th grader at East Middle School in Farmington Hills. Priya Mann spoke with the boy and his father, who says they're finally getting some answers. Priya?
Stone Chaney had just started his first week here at East Middle School, and now his family doesn't know if he'll be back. The 6th grader says he feels like his rights were violated when he didn't stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
The teacher consultant comes up from behind me and snatches me out of my chair violently.
What did you think at that point?
I was so confused. I didn't know what was going on.
Stone Chaney says a homeroom teacher at East Middle School tried forcing him to stand during the Pledge of Allegiance.
I don't stand for the pledge because I don't pledge to a flag. I pledge to God and my family.
The alleged incident happened last Thursday. Chaney says the next day, another teacher yelled at him for sitting down during the pledge.
I don't feel safe going to that school anymore because I don't know what they're going to do to me next.
His father addressed the district directly during their last board meeting.
It's his choice to sit. I don't make him sit. It's his choice. And they should respect that.
Marine veteran Stephen Stevens sees things differently.
I would love to be able to talk to them and, try to get their side and try to explain my side So maybe we could come to an understanding, because I understand that they have that right to do that, but I don't believe that they understand what that right really entails.
If they're fighting for freedom and fighting for us to have choices, then it's our choice.
And we did reach out to the Farmington Public Schools District. They released a statement. Let's get a portion of that up on your screen right now. It reads in part, the district fully supports the right of each student to participate or not in the daily pledge. The teacher allegedly involved in the incident has been placed on administrative leave. At this time, the district cannot speculate about the outcome of the pending investigation. And the woman who's being investigated is a teacher consultant, meaning she trains other teachers within the district.